Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely week. It's horrible weather outside right now. I've literally just got soaked. Today I thought I'd take you through my Holy Grail glute growth workout. This workout I've been doing consistently for about 2 years. I haven't changed it up once and I've seen an insane amount of progress in my glutes. It's 4 exercises, but 4 exercises done properly and good form. All you need is 4 to 5 good, proper form, proper mind to muscle connection, and that will do your glutes more good than doing a range of different exercises every time. So you're going to the gym every week, but you're training glutes, but you're doing a different exercise every single week. Your glutes, all your muscles like consistency. They like doing the same workout, doing the same routine for each muscle every single week to see that progress, because it wants that consistency. It wants the same muscles in the same way worked. That's how you're going to see growth. Also, it's good to bear in mind that working out and everything is great, but it is really important to remember that, oh my god, I really hope you can hear me right now. But anyway, it's really important to remember that working out and going to the gym is probably only around 20 to 30% of your results. Your results mainly come from the kitchen. Your results mainly come from what you put into your body. That the food and the fuel you use to fuel your body is probably around 70 to 80% of your progress. So it's really important to remember that, otherwise you won't see the progress you're wanting to see. I tried to do a mic'd up session, failed, but I've got all the clips, so I'm just going to do a voiceover of everything I'm doing. I'm going to talk you through everything. I'm going to give you form tips. I'm going to just explain everything that I'm doing. But yeah, hope this helps. I hope this video helps someone. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay girlies, I'm going to talk you through everything, starting with hip thrusts. These are a love-hate relationship, honestly. Hip thrusts are our first compound movement. These are working our glutes in the shortened position. We always do our compound movements first, as these are working all multiple muscle groups at the same time. At this point, your muscles have the most energy and are at their highest performance because they haven't been worked yet, which is exactly what we need for our heavy compound lifts. Now for the setup, your back should be resting against the bench roughly at the bottom of your shoulder blades. If the bench is resting too high up, like towards your neck, this will put a lot of strain on your back, which is exactly what we want to avoid. For foot placement, this is where a lot of people can get confused and can actually really easily target the complete wrong muscle groups. Feet should be roughly at a 90-degree angle. If the feet are too close to the body, this will make the exercise more quad dominant and you'll feel it more in your quads than your glutes. And if your feet are too far out from your body, this will make the exercise more hamstring dominant. Finding a middle ground between those two is what will best target your glutes. I personally find that's at a 90-degree angle. Throughout the movement, keep your core engaged the whole time, keeping a neutral spine. And I also find that keeping my chin tucked in really helps keep the movement really controlled and focused and stops me from arching my back. It is so important you avoid arching your lower back. This is what causes back pain. If you find you are struggling to keep a neutral spine, lower the weight. Even just start with the bar, then work your way up. Form is so much more important than the weight you're lifting. For example, if you're lifting lightweight but your mind to muscle connection is there throughout the whole of the exercise and your form is really good, this will do so much more for your glute growth than if you were lifting really heavy but your form was completely off. And for this exercise, I do 2 sets of 10 and then a third set upping the weight and aiming for 8 reps. Moving on to our second compound movement, which is RDLs. These are working the glutes in their lengthened position. These are a must in every single one of my glute workouts. This is probably one of my favourite exercises for glute growth when done correctly. I've seen so many people hurt their backs with RDLs. They're really easy to mess up. So I'm going to talk you through the correct form the best I can. This is a hip hinging exercise, so most of the movement will be coming from the hips. It's extremely important to keep your knees nice and soft as we still want a small bend in the knees. For me personally, the perfect form for me is hinging my hips, imagining someone is literally pulling my hips backwards, bringing the weight down to my knees, and once they reach past my knee joint is when I like to bend my knees slightly to get that full range of motion. So I'm just hinging until I get to my knees, and then when I get to my knee point, I'm bending my knees slightly to get that full range of motion. Keep your hands and the weight close to you, like I'm basically scraping my legs with my hands. If you are holding your hands too far out, this will end up putting strain on your lower back and give you weaker leverage. Everyone's range of motion will be slightly different, but for me personally, the perfect stopping point is when my hands reach the middle of my shins. When coming back up, make sure you drive those hips forward while squeezing the glutes. It's also important to remember to not hyperextend your hips and glutes at the top, as we want to keep that constant tension on the glutes. And I'm doing this exercise for 3 sets of 8 to 10. Moving on to our next exercise, which is our unilateral movement, which is our single leg movements. We are going to be doing step ups. These are the best for building that upper shelf of the glutes. Most people actually have one glute stronger than the other, which is pretty much the same for nearly all the muscle groups in your body. So single isolation movements really help strengthen those imbalances. Begin by finding a bench or a step that comes up to around knee length. This is perfect height for the range of motion that we're trying to achieve. Place the entire foot of the working leg onto the step. Lean slightly forward to get that emphasis on the glutes. If we were standing too upright, this would put more emphasis on the quads. A good way to think of it is you want your chest to be coming slightly over your knee. Hinging at the hips, lower your non-working leg down slowly and controlled until your toes tap the floor. Make sure you're keeping your head facing downwards and your neutral spine throughout the whole movement. Once your toe has just tapped the floor, pull yourself up using only the foot that is on the step. Do not use momentum and push yourself back up with the foot you used to touch the floor, because this will take all the tension off the glutes of the working leg. And for this exercise, I do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Moving on to our final isolation exercise, which is cable kickbacks. A common mistake I see with this exercise is people swinging their leg too far back, completely out of their range of motion, and then arching their lower back, which is not what we want. Again, we don't want to be using momentum for this exercise. We want to keep the movement nice and slow and controlled. I like to place the attachment around knee high, face the machine leaning slightly forward to get that glute connection. I like to place both hands on the pole in front of me for that extra stability. Hips should stay facing the machine. Avoid twisting your torso and the hips, as this takes away the tension from your glutes. To really get that strong glute connection, I like to slightly point my foot out of the working leg outwards, about 45 degrees, keeping my stable leg soft and bent. Driving through my ankle, I'm pushing my working leg outwards, stopping as soon as I've reached full range of motion. Once I'm at this point, I hold for a slight pause and really squeeze those glutes. Then slowly control the leg back towards the machine. The lowering phase should last around 2 to 3 seconds. If you feel like you're using momentum and having to swing the weight back, it's likely that the weight is too high. I don't go heavy with this weight at all. This weight is not an ego lift. The weight should be low and really feel the burn. For each leg, I do 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. was my Holy Grail glute growth workout. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I helped at least one person. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. I will see you in my next video. Bye.